is why I came here on a Sunday morning. Like I said before, there's not many cars here at the front, but that didn't stop me from coming because I knew I could find a few gems. And you know what? I found one. Not just the gem, I found the diamond here for Pontiac's Takeover Pigeon Forge. I'm here with John and Naomi, and not only them, but the awesome 69. Best of show, best interiors, and I think there was another award too. I'm not surprised. Here it is. It's not on a trailer somewhere. It's not out here, but outside of the Conte Centre, which makes me super happy because I do have luck on my side sometimes. But check this out, everybody. This is enough to stop anyone on their tracks. It's absolutely beautiful. The bronze, the pinstriping, the details on the inside, and of course the rims. I got to get a lot more information. John, Naomi, how's it going?
Good.
Love what you've got here.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us, what are you holding there first in your hand?
This is the first place in my class, 69 GTO Modified. So we won that, and a couple other awards that were really, really sentimental awards.
Tell me about them.
Well, I won Best Interior. They love the interior, so I used to own an upholstery shop. I did it myself.
You did it all yourself?
I did it myself. I built everything from scratch.
Wow.
Other than some of the hardware that I purchased out of different cars, Audis and Nissans and some Ferrari parts. But yeah, so that's what I did, and the car was built by a really close friend of mine. So I had to really pull out all the stops. I haven't done interior in 20 years. So I didn't want to embarrass him and put a really janky interior in it. So
we're going to have a look inside the interiors in detail, but there's another award that you guys took home today as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to hold back tears. So Mike Blackburn and his family put this event on, and we had no idea. We knew it was for St. Jude's,
yes,
but we didn't know that until we got here that he lost his daughter to cancer, and she was part of St. Jude's. She did the treatment. So her brother was in charge of the Ciera.
We love those sounds, but I do not want to ruin this, so maybe we'll stand over here and give those awesome cars a minute to drive off. I do like these sounds, but
they are loud.
They are loud. Okay, John, go on.
So Ciera, I guess, lost her fight with cancer.
Ciera is Mike's daughter.
Yeah, Ciera Blackburn. So her brother Austin was given the task of picking the Ciera Award this year, and I guess you would call that like best of show in her eyes.
Yeah. And
he fell in love with the scar, and he picked it for the Ciera Award. And it's an award that I will cherish because I am a 12-year cancer survivor myself. I'm sorry, but.
Well, John, I appreciate you sharing this with me so much. Thank you for sharing it, and I'm so happy that you are here in good health and to be getting an award like this that then contributes to, because I mean, they're set, all 100% of the proceeds from the show goes to St. Jude's Hospital to help with cancer patients and their families as well. So what an honor for yourself.
Very honored, very honored.
Big congratulations that you survived.
Yeah. I feel honored. Honestly, every day's a gift, and we're all on borrowed time. And until you get that shot across the bow, you don't really live your life with the enrichment that you should.
Wow.
People get complacent. We all do.
Wow.
Even being a survivor, I get complacent at times, and there's days that I can't. But this puts me in check. It's not about a trophy. It's not about a car. It's about human beings.
12 years is a long time, John.
Yeah, it's about human beings.
Just shows how strong you are.
Thank you.
Not only strong, you've got amazing taste. You've got amazing taste. I do not want to make you upset, so come over here, sir. Yes. When I was looking at the 69, obviously the hood was down. You were not here, and here I was just, you know, crying over your car and admiring it. But this is amazing.
As they call that, the jewelry box.
The jewelry box. What am I looking at?
So that's an LS3. It's been completely gone through and rebuilt. It's got some modifications to it. You know, it's high performance, and it's powered by the LS3 is behind it is a L460E transmission overdrive. I think it's out of a late 90s Corvette.
Okay.
I think is what we got it out of.
Wow.
And then it's got a roadster shop spec chassis under it, and with a 9-inch Ford with a, I think it's a 370 gear ratio in it, Aussie traction. Willwood brakes all the way around.
Absolutely
And,
beautiful. I mean, the fine details here, this is what makes it an absolute show car. And the fact it's just sitting here and you guys are driving it is just an
that's the thing
cherry on top.
Everybody's asking, will you drive that? You drive that? I said, yeah. The guy that builds these cars, Jeremy Miranda and Miranda Built out of Boynton Beach, they pride themselves in building drivable show cars. So this car has 2,500 miles on it. I drive it all over the state of Florida.
Wow.
I have no problems. I mean, it drives like a new Corvette.
I bet it does with that chassis and the transmission. But this work here in the engine compartment, that clean firewall, the fenders, and that gold that is just sticking out. And have you lowered the radiator?
No, well,
is it lowered a tad?
It's an aluminum radiator, and I don't even remember the brand of it, but they've modified a lot of things to make everything fit in here. So yeah, it probably is. It's definitely not the factory, but it does have obviously the factory core support in it.
The body lines are the same, 69?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
nice.
It has the original rubber and enduro nose, which is really hard to find and really, really hard to keep, to make them fit properly.
Well, we learned about that with the famous commercials that someone else told us where they were putting a sledgehammer on there. But no one's going to try that, are they?
No, not on this car. Hopefully not.
John, come over here and let's have a look at the interiors that you have done all yourself.
Sure.
You've built it. And now here at Pigeon Forge, you have taken home best interiors of the show.
So we modeled the interior after roughly out of a Ferrari, California. The idea was that we would do a modern drivetrain, modern interior, old school car. You know, like if they built a 69 GTO today, what would it look like?
I love that thought. Wow.
It has Apple CarPlay, it has a backup camera, power windows.
Obviously the dash is all custom.
Yeah. Everything was made from scratch except for the seats. Obviously they're out of a Toyota Scion.
So when you say made from scratch, tell me about the dash. What have you used there?
So obviously it doesn't look anything like the factory dash.
No.
I'm old school. I started out with there's a wood frame under it.
Okay.
And then it's fiberglass over the top of that, and then all the pieces are made out of fiberglass. It all kind of fit together with magnets. I have a good friend of mine who builds custom interiors in Florida still. My shop's been closed for 20 years, but he's the latest and greatest, and he kind of really helped me bring it up to the modern spec with the magnets and all the designs that they do currently.
So there is no bolts in here, is that what I'm understanding?
There are a few, but most of it is put together with magnets.
And then you wrapped it in leather?
Yes.
Wow.
8 hides of leather in there.
Wow.
Most people say I could smell it before I could see it.
And tell me about the paint. I mean, I'm thinking root beer, but...
Well, it is kind of a root beer. It's actually a Toyota Tundra.
Oh, okay.
It's called Sunset Bronze, I believe.
And then you've added the flakes.
Nope, that's factory.
That's...
Just like, it looks like a candy, right?
Yes.
So, and we were at a pool party, my wife and I, and my friend's girlfriend rolled up in this Toyota.
Naomi, come over here. You're standing so far away.
So what it is, and when you look into it, see inside it doesn't really do it justice, but out here it almost looks like a candy. It has green and red and gold.
Yes, it does.
And it really pops. And that made it really a challenge to get other colors to go with it.
You can't go wrong with tan or camel.
Well, you know, Eric Brockmeyer, who's a car designer, is an old friend of mine, and we came up in the industry together. And he actually was drawing for Boyd Coddington when he passed away, doing renderings. And he and I worked on this back and forth, and to get the right color schemes. And Eric knocked it out of the park with the way he came up with the flat on top. I wanted this color, and then so we worked on the tones and textures. And
well, this is so interesting you say that, because I know Eric as
well. Do you know Eric?
I've actually reached out to him, so he's probably going to see this, but he's going to be helping me rendering my truck.
He's a sweetheart.
And and now to see his work here right in front of me, it's I did hear good things about him, and a friend recommended him, so
he's amazing. So
you're in good hands.
I'm in good hands.
I've known him for over 20 something years. I don't want to go into that.
That's right, because he's in Florida as well.
Florida boy. So what's great about it is when he heard, I actually
Isn't this
called him, he says,
interesting?
man, I haven't heard of you in 20 years. What are you doing now? So we had this great conversation. So he and I worked on this car back and forth through emails. And then when it came to the interior, I got some pressure from Mirandaville when they finished putting the car together, assembling everything. Who's doing the interior, John? And they're looking at me like, duh. And I said,
Yes.
well, I'm going to send it to Shannon. Interiors by Shannon. He does a great job. And they looked at me like, really? So one of my friends at Mirandaville, Bones, he's one of my lifelong friends. He goes, it'd be like, he's an airbrush artist by trade, right? And we came up together. So all the guys that worked on this, I kind of grew up together.
Nice.
In the business, building lowriders, mini trucks, and whatnot, bikes. So he's like, that'd be like me getting a bike painted by somebody else. He's a very famous airbrush artist.
Okay.
He used to work for Eddie Trotta and all that, Thundercycle. He says, he guilted me out. He says, yeah, you're gonna be at one of these great shows and everybody's gonna fall over your car. And they're gonna say, who did the interior? And you're just to say, yeah, somebody else's name. Don't you want to put your stamp on it? I go,
Well, he's a smart man because look at the job
Yeah.
you've done, and you've done it for so many years.
yeah.
So this car now, this award and the satisfaction you've had now as well, the smile, does that tell you that you want to get back into business of
No.
doing? No,
No.
no, he's definitely shaking your head. No. You're just enjoying life
It's-
now.
Truthfully, I love doing this.
Yeah.
But when I was in business, I kind of, and you can ask anyone in the business, it sometimes could take the love out of it, and it turns it
100%.
into a job. And
Yeah.
I love cars, and this is clearly, obviously, an example of that. But and it's not. I just
And you don't want to stop enjoying what you
Right.
love because you're doing it too much and doing it for someone else.
Well, and if you go back to the St. Jude's thing, right? So this car came about because at the end of my treatment, Jeremy, who's very close to me, I've known him since he was a kid, used to come by my upholstery shop with his father, brought me out to Ciera when I was recovering. I still had a hose hanging out of my belly, or actually I had just gotten it out because I had throat cancer. And he said, listen, let's get you out of town. You ever been to Ciera? I'm like, Michelle's not going. I have this big room at the Bellagio, extra king bed. You can stay in it. You just get a plane ticket. You come with me. I need to get you out of your funk. We flew out. We chatted the whole way because we're buddies. And he goes, let's build you a car. Let's build you a car. I'm like, no. I've got airboats. I've got ocean boats. I'm a Florida guy, right? I'm done with the car thing. I'm really, Jeremy, I'll go with you, and I love what you're doing,
Yeah.
and I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I'm
So
done
what
with the
year
cars.
was this? Because you're answering my next question.
2015.
2015.
14, 15, somewhere around there.
That's when the idea started.
So by the time we leave, and I'm sticking my head in every 69 Camaro that's in SEMA, which I had one, and that's what he fell in love with, and that's how I know him.
Okay.
Everyone has a 69 Camaro now, and it's painted, and they're all amazing.
They are beautiful.
But so I just stick my head in the cars, and I'm like, wait a minute, Jeremy, these cars haven't, I've been out of the business at that time, it was like 15 years. I said, they're doing what I was doing when I left. What is going on? So he kept working every night. Come on, we're building your car, yeah, we're building your car. On the way home, he goes, okay, look, if we were to build your car, what would it be? I said, it'd have to be a Pontiac, it'd probably have to be a GTO. And he
Why
goes,
is that? What's the connection there?
high school, I had a 68 Le Mans, always wanted a GTO, couldn't afford it. I just love Pontiacs. My neighbor across the street had one of my best friends had one in high school. Just, I'm an oddball guy. Everybody's got Chevelles and Camaros. I want a Buick or a GTO or something, you know. Obviously, it's brown. When I told people I was painting my car brown, they looked at me like I had 3 eyeballs. So, but yeah, so that coming home, and then so we started spitballing the idea, what would you do to it? And then, you know, here we are.
And how long did it take you?
I took us 8 years.
8 years. And where did you find the project? Is this built from the ground up?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was probably going to a junkyard.
Okay.
My friend Mike had it in his garage. He was going to restore it, and he had bought it in Arizona off eBay, and it sat in his garage for like 5 years. Didn't do anything with it. I've been trying to get it from him for years.
Yep.
And then I gave up. And then when we came back from SEMA, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and I took the motor and the interior out of the car at his house and gave it to him as part of the deal.
Wow.
Because the motor's locked up.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to do this to it.
Yeah.
We had talked
You knew
on
you
the
were going to put
plane.
an LS3
Yeah, I
in it.
knew because I already had the LS. So
So John, one of the things that I'm noticing is the windows.
yeah.
What have you done here? You've modified them
No, they're actually it's just
because they're sitting a little
aftermarket.
bit more flush.
No, they're actually factory glass.
Okay.
But they are smoked. They're
They're smoked.
factory tinted windows.
Okay.
So So they're not tinted with film, they're actually come bronzed. So it kind of ties it all together.
And then I love you've got matte here.
Yeah.
And then you've got matte on the hood as well.
And it's a different color.
And it is a different color.
Yeah. People think that it's the same color, just flat, and it's not. It's actually, these are all GM colors. This gold is actually a tan, and this is a brown off of like a Suburban, I think.
Wow. Because it's those fine details that put together, they just really make the car. So when you look at it from a distance, you're like, wow, that really stands out.
It has a lot of punch, and I can tell you there was a lot of times putting this car together that I really wasn't sure. This could have went over the, you know, you're teeter-tottering on the line.
Yeah.
So you think to yourself, okay, how, I knew it was going to be cool but there was times where I questioned my color choices, and then Jeremy said, you got to paint your motor gold. I said, I think that's pushing it. And he fought me on it, and he won, and it was amazing. So
speaking of gold, John, come over here down to the wheels.
Yeah.
Love the matte finish here again. What wheels do you have?
So these are core wheels. They're made in Miami, and they typically do supercars type wheels or high-end like sports cars, Audis, and all those kind of cars that are, you know, factory. So these are, I think, developed with the Roadster shop. It's called an RS, and I think there's only one or two cars that have these on them. Roadster shop did a car, and they contracted core, and then Jeremy Miranda, I was going to put a Boyd wheel on. He goes, I'm going to show you these wheels, and I think we can make them look amazing on your car. So I trusted him. We went with it, and it worked out really well.
Wow, I'm so happy to have seen this car. Oh, sorry.
See you next year. That's my granddam buddy.
Yeah, well, I did get his interview as well.
That'll be my next one. See, I'm wearing the shirt. That's coming soon, right?
For next year, or was that too soon?
It took me 8 to do this one, so.
Wow, this is awesome. Absolutely love it. All the way from Florida down here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Where are you off to now? Back home today?
Yeah. No, we're leaving in the morning. We're going to try to soak up a little bit of the flavor of Tennessee while we can.
And are you driving this back to Florida?
No, it's going in a trailer.
No. I would have been like, please don't do that. I mean, I love the cars getting driven, but all the way there, it's 14 hours.
Yeah, we drive it a lot.
Yes.
I mean, but I don't want to deal with that. Because if something happens on the road or any of that, I mean, it's just too far.
No, I don't
have
blame
any
you.
support, so. But yeah, I'm going to drive it all over today. Everybody was, you're driving that? That's what we do.
I am so happy.
Enjoy it.
Why would you spend all that money and time in that? You know, make a trailer queen?
Exactly.
And it's okay if you have a trailer queen.
Well, it's okay because sometimes people have got those rare cars and it's a collectible.
I get it.
And I get it too, but I love to see these on the road. I love to see these get driven.
It's scary to drive because what happens is you're driving 80 miles an hour and there's some kid hanging out the window with his phone trying to do a video. Yeah. And you're thinking, you're either going to crash into me or you're going to hit the wall.
Yes, yeah.
Because they're trying, you know, which is humbling, but it's also scary.
It's scary to get that much attention. I can completely understand. This is beautiful. I appreciate this so much, you two. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
it.